Hello and welcome to the John Ark Show. Today we're going to interview actress Bai Ling. She has starred in enormous hits like The Crow, Red Corner, Crank, High Voltage, Wild Wild West, Anna and the King, as well as TV shows like Entourage and Lost. Before we begin, I want to encourage you to subscribe, like, comment, and follow us. Also, remember to click on the notification bell so you can be notified every time we upload a new episode. I'd also like to tell you about a service called HollywoodIsCalling.com. It's a great service that allows you to purchase live phone calls from your favorite celebrities, so check it out. It's something you can buy for yourself or someone you care about as a gift. There are more than 100 celebrities to choose from. A live 15-second call is $19.95 and a live 30-second call is $29.95. HollywoodIsCalling.com. Now, let's say hello to Bai Ling. Hello, Bai Ling. Welcome to the John Ark Show. How are you today?
I'm good. Very happy speaking with you and with all your viewers and fans. I'm very excited.
It's very nice to meet you. And we have a lot of people who are very excited about you being on the show.
Thank you.
So before we begin, I have a very unusual question to ask you. What is your astrological sign?
Oh my gosh, should I tell you?
No, I don't know.
Guess.
What is it?
Take a guess.
I'm guessing perhaps Cancer?
No.
What is
Three
it?
guesses.
Uh-oh, here we go. Leo?
Try again.
Sagittarius?
None of them are correct.
Scorpio?
You're out.
Scorpio.
Actually, I am a Libra and a Leo. These are two signs.
That's a good combination, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason I ask that is because a lot of my celebrity friends tell me they're having more astrological readings done now than ever before because of all the uncertainty in the economy and in the movie business. Have you ever had your chart done for something
Actually,
like that?
I'm my own master. I know my future and I know everybody's future. We're all good. No worries. So I'm a very positive person. So I never really get it done. I think when I was a child, I actually can read people's palms. I have this natural sixth sense or eighth senses I can feel. So then I had a blind guy. And when I was very young, I performed in a theater. And the blind guy read my palms. He said, Bai Ling, you know everything. Do not let anybody read your future. You know it. So from there on, I never let anybody read my future. Plus, I can read others, but I don't read it because I think it's exciting when you don't know something to find out. That's the meaning of life to me.
So I understand that you just returned from Taiwan. Can you tell us about that trip and the ceremony you attended?
Oh my God, I was so excited. That's why I was so overwhelmed. I was nominated for Best Actress, actually, for the biggest Oscar in Asia for my film, Hong Kong film called The Abortionist. It's a powerful, powerful film. So I was very, very proud. And for the film, I am very proud. So that's why I was there. Then the movement, actually, I got literally the whole country, how do you say, phenomenal. I made phenomenal. I become kind of like what I would just say, like a spiritual leader, become the role model. Every people, like you said, everybody's lost at this pandemic time, looking for guidance, looking for meaning in life, looking for security, looking for love, looking for all of these questions about our universe. Actually, I become that spokesperson. And also I was featured in Elle magazine, Vogue magazine, Marie Claire. Normally, they don't feature one celebrity at the same time, but they did it for me because somehow they're eager to, because I'm not there often. And also I make this movement of positivity, of life's guidance, almost like I always want to do to encourage people. So I made a splash. I was like a front line in the internet newspaper every day. I was every day doing interview shooting because I wanted to give some wisdom to my fans, to the people who are somehow lost themselves.
So in preparation for this interview, we watched some of your previous interviews online and noticed how different you are in real life compared to some of the extreme characters you have played on the screen. When you reflect back on all the movie characters that you've portrayed, is there one that you're most fond of, or that you think most resembles you in real life?
Oh, I think all of them. I always say I have a little spirit running around, so I'm all of that. So every film, like I do comedy, science fiction, drama, action, all of that, it's all part of me. I'm equally good in all parts. Some actors only can play certain roles. I literally can play all roles. So I cannot really select because all part of my baby. It's my baby, you know. But when you say fun, it jumped out of my mind was I actually did a comedy of Crank 2. I think a lot of people know with Jason Statham. I was just like somehow having so much fun. I think in art, and as anything you do in life, when you're having fun, then the audience will having fun. When you're moved, the audience will be moved. So I'm just basically be myself. I'm very daring. I'm very brave. I just bare my soul. I just be that character. I don't need any preparation, actually. I just jump into it. And because, you know, it's funny in your mind, when you have no question, that means you don't need any answer. So when I play the role, I have no question. I'm just her. I just knew, it's naturally new when you tap into the, how do you say, the universe, the inner world connected. We're all part of human, part of a goddess or God. We really have that power. So that's when I'm performing. So I want your audience to hear all of you are superstars. You just have tapped into that magic realm and believe in it. So that's a fun one. And also comedy with Taxi 3, French movie with Look, the song was funny. I did not even speak the language, but somehow I got the humor. I was there. People think I understand French. I didn't.
If someone were to offer you your dream job tomorrow, what would that dream job be?
Well, I would like to actually always dream of, now come to my mind is Casablanca, one of these classic roles, because I know one day I'll win Oscar. I already won. I just need a vehicle to show. And also, my dream role really is one of those Marvel movies. I like the superhero character. Any of them, like superhero character. I feel like I'm kind of from another, I always said I landed from the moon. So I have another worldly, exotic, like wisdom, exotic sexiness of all of that mystery power that I can carry. I want a superhero power from one of the Marvel or DC comic books.
You know, it's interesting that you use the word exotic because when you appeared in the movie with Jason Statham, your character and your portrayal is so exotic and so extreme that though your scenes are the scenes that everybody remembers.
Thank you. Somebody said that I steal the saying, I steal the movie. I didn't want to, but I add my element. And again, like you said, exotic. It's not only about sex appeal. It's about exotic, how access your mind, your energy. You know, I think that's something like fun, freedom actually got the audience. I think it's a freedom.
Yeah. So let's start at the beginning. How old were you when you began to act, and what was the first movie you appeared in?
You know, talking about time, I'm probably answer your question not like your other guests, because my philosophy is different. Time to me, they're not even existing. So like if you ask how old am I, I'm 26 years old, or maybe I'm 1 year old. It's just the energy of time. So to me, everything's yesterday. Whatever I pass, I live through is yesterday. So I'm living for this moment. The future is not there yet. So to answer your question, my first movie, I remember was in China, in Shanghai. I was so young. I don't even remember how young, probably like 16. And if I remember now, so it's on the beach. First film is called On the Beach. It's like, city girl. It's a country girl, first time sent into the city. And her father basically proposed her, marry her cousin. And then she go to the factory and the workers propose to her, wants to marry her. So she's struggling with two civilization and city and the primitive of life. So that movie actually very controversial, was selected by Cannes Film Festival at that time, but somehow didn't get to there because it's a subject matter of I think the Chinese government at that time not support that subject.
In 1994, you appeared in The Crow with Brandon Lee, who of course was the son of Bruce Lee. Were you a fan of Bruce Lee, and what was it like to work with his son, Brandon?
I have to tell you a funny story. So when I got the role, was very, very difficult because I didn't speak English. I just the first time I met Brandon Lee, actually every day we were there doing makeup 2 hours, just me and him. And he was teaching me play video games. So after a while, after a few days, he said, Bai Ling, I heard you're Chinese. I said, yeah. He said, I'm Chinese. I said, no, you're a handsome white guy. He said, I'm Chinese. I said, really? I said, who your father or mother? He said, my father's Chinese. I said, okay, what'd your father do? He said, my father's a big movie star. I said, really? I said, what's his name? His brand, Bruce Lee. I said, Bruce Lee. I never heard of it. He was
Really?
like,
Really?
yeah, he really never heard of it. He said, Bai Ling, probably you're one of the person never heard of my father. I feel kind of bad. So in the evening, we were shooting in North Carolina. I called my friend to New York. I said, who is Bruce Lee? You know, this guy was a star in the movie. Say his father's Bruce Lee, big movie star. My friend was laughing at me because he said his name in Chinese is Li Xiaolong, because I did not speak English. So his English name, I did not know. So next day, I come to set. I said, Brandon, I know who your father is now. So Li Xiaolong, Bruce Lee. So now I know. I said, I know him. He was so proud and happy because of the English, you know, Bruce Lee's English name. I never know. So that was experience with him. He was very, I think he's very kind of, I can feel the energy towards to me. Probably he feel like something like his father, like come here alone by herself, like by himself, like me, did not speak English. You feel kind of a similarity somehow. I'm there, don't understand things. I feel that caring and love from him.
By the way, there are a lot of parallels between your life and Bruce Lee's life. You know,
Wow.
both born in China, I believe, and both came to the United States to become stars in the United States and China. Very strong parallels between you and his father. So,
well, I didn't never think about that way, but his spirit, that commitment, that passion, that love for art, for what he does, I have the same drive, same intensity of a power and passion towards arts. Thank you for saying that. So I'm a big admirer of him. So what he does is just so extreme, so magical.
if you ever get a chance, watch a movie of Bruce
What
Lee.
Bruce Lee did is magical.
If you ever get a chance, watch a movie of Bruce's called Enter the Dragon. It is a fantastic movie. So, so where were you when you heard that Brandon had been killed, and what were your thoughts?
I was actually in a hotel. All of us were in North Carolina. I think at that time, very mystical. Oh, it's raining, cold. The set is nobody there. It's a big factory, empty space. It's just a weird feeling on set. So that day we were in a hotel. I guess it was raining, so we were not on set because that simple thing, what accident happens, very simple thing. And he delivered something to a guy that opened the door. That's what happened. It's just like I was shocked. I could not believe it because every day I was there with him. It's just not real. I was not, no, this is not real. This is not real. It's just shocking. You know, when you're shocked, you don't know how to respond. But I never, actually, to me personally, I don't believe there's a death. I think, you know, your body become old many years, but the spirit, there's no time, there's no death, there's always alive. So you transform into different bodies, different beings. And when we're finally actually come back to do, basically when what happened was almost towards to the end of the movie, almost finished. And it was sadness was his fiance was there waiting for him to get married, already planned. Can you imagine that impact? So after that, we come back because his mother said, I feel Brandon Lee wants his film to be seen in the world by the audience to see his work. So they were on the screen, they show us, we were doing this, I think, watching him on screen on the little room. I would just, all my goosebumps all stand up, all my hair stand up, my goosebumps. I feel like, literally, I feel he's there. His presence is in the room. I literally feel that. I said, wow, when I close the eyes, I see him. So I just feel like he's very proud of his work. Whatever happens, it's a mystery. That's why, you know, that's why I love cinema. It's magical because no matter what happened, no matter what change of physical beings, that moment captured on film will be there forever. That's the magic of film that I love.
Have you always been this spiritual, or is that something you developed later on in life?
I think it's not, to me, it's not spiritual. I think it's just part of me, part of being. So I'm connected to the higher being, the universe. Basically, all my talent, my gift is from the universe. And this time I talk so much more like, I don't know if you're going to ask me the questions like how am I prepare my role? Actually, everyday life, I don't have television, so I don't watch television. So I like real life, real people, real event. So that's my work, like living real life. When I'm actually acting, like this time I played a single mother in Hong Kong and living this very ordinary life. In the middle of summer, she has a daughter and a difficult life. She's a lawyer. She's doing abortion. She's security. She's all the jobs she does. I never done. I live in a movie star life when I jump into it. And the director, because there were a lot of shots, we steal the shot because make it look real. We're just doing reality. But I didn't do this, do that. I have no time to prepare, nothing. But to come out, I got nomination for Best Actress. There's some magic in it. So like I said, I have no question, therefore I don't need answer. I just believe it. It's like somehow I'm daring. That's the only thing I do is daring like a child, give myself completely to the universe. When you open your heart to the universe come in, you become universe. When you're universe, there's nothing you cannot do. You can do everything. Therefore, I can achieve everything. That's what I do for my work. I don't have to worry. I don't have to think about it. I just believe. I just knew that I am is that role. So that's that simple. Just like you tap into another world and you have all the power. You just have to surrender. You have to trust. You have to have faith that you're here for a reason. You have those talents. So that's basically my work. It's not that I believe some spiritual thing. I believe in certain things, trying to find a way. I'm just that. I think we're all born love. That's the purity of love. But within that, there's capacity of all the gift that universe gives to us. If we open to let universe in, we can actually do anything. That's why I always say we are our own master.
I have to say, first of all, I'm surprised at how thoughtful and dignified your answers are. And secondly, I have to say that it feels like you almost have a spiritual quality, whether you think it is or not. So, I just want to commend you on that.
Thank you.
So you started your movie career in China. What are the biggest differences between making films in China and the United States today?
Today,
Yeah.
Actually, today is like a Asian cinema really catching up. Not really catching up, of course. Like special effects or the big films, they never can compete with Hollywood. But in terms of Asian cinema, I think the difference is. I have to share you a little story. When I came to the US, because in China, when we're doing film, everybody help each other, right? When I was doing the movie, actually, first time I was on set, after Rapid, I started moving the lights. I started moving the table and the sound, everything. They were like, Bai Ling, what you doing? I said, I'm helping you. He said, we don't need your help. You're mind your business. It's a different concept. I'm trying to move. This is why you're moving our lives suddenly. So it's the mentality in China. You help each other. You do everything. It's a group. That's something still this time I was shooting in Hong Kong, still like you help each other. If you can, you move stuff for each other. So I think in US, and you have this luxurious Hollywood life, so you're treated, pampered as a star. That's a big difference. So you're doing your job and everybody have their own jobs and everybody very dedicated to it. It's like very separate system. It's an industry of a system, a very organized. But in China, still in that way, technology-wise and mentality-wise, still are not that yet. We're different. We're like a group of people are helping each other.
So I see you have a photograph of Marilyn Monroe behind you.
Yeah.
And I was talking to a gentleman the other day who used to date Marilyn Monroe.
Really?
Are you a big fan of hers? Do you feel a connection with her?
It's funny. A few times and people telling me I'm the Asian Marilyn Monroe. I said, no, Marilyn Monroe is different than me. They said, no, you have this joyful, delightful of openness like her. She's very innocent in the way she opens. She feels sexy. She's being sexy. She just delightfully showing her beings, her spirit. I think in that way, the innocence that I have, that delightfulness, enjoy, appreciate life, that we have a similarity in that way. And I'm a cat sexy because I'm like a first Asian ever Hugh Hefner picked me for cover Playboy magazine. I think there must be some connection there.
Nice. So in 1997, you starred in Red Corner with Richard Gere, and you received tremendous critical acclaim for that role. What was it like working with Richard?
Richard Gere is a friend of mine. I never see any actor. He's a huge star. But he was so supportive. He said, Bai Ling, I want you to be good. And he was there all the time. And even like small thing, he doesn't have to be there. I have to wait a long time, come to my close up. He's waiting. He's there. He's just there for me. I never see that spirit. So committed, so generous, so warm towards me because my English, I did not speak English. I was so nervous. And he was there just like totally, I would say the word devoted to me. It's like give everything to me. As a big star, I was like, wow. I think maybe he feel this vulnerability, feel this innocence of this girl from China. I think he loved Chinese culture. He played instrument. When we were auditioning, actually, audition process was a torture for me. So after a while, actually 3 months, because in the beginning, like they were auditioning all the big stars, amongst big stars all over the world, England, Hong Kong, all of that. So I was unknown. So I was like, in the beginning, if they say, no, we don't want you, you're okay. But after so many months of screen tests, all of that, if they say you don't want you, basically it's like holding you on the string on the sky, drop you. You just can't handle it. Everybody was talking about. But after a while, the director said, Bai Ling, how you feel? I said, well, after all this, you can send me to the mental hospital. It's a torture. I think the audition process in Hollywood, it's really a torture. No matter how successful, how good you are. The auditions are kind of weird. I don't know. I don't like it. I do it. And also after I got the role, I think the process of because the role is very heavy. It's the first time about the movie, basically play a lawyer, contemporary, lawyer. She's intelligent, all of that. Well, I got the role basically. Sometimes it's funny, like I do everything. I give 100%, my heart, my energy, my knowledge, everything. When I got the role, people say, you can jump around and celebrate. No, I would just be silent, my tears just rolling. I feel like, this is my life experience. You experience things, you give things. Like last audition, last screen test, I moved somebody there in the office. In the audition, they cried. So I think it's a heart you have to give. And something beautiful, and you have to share to the world, especially as a performer, also as a human being.
So you also starred in Crank High Voltage with Jason Statham. And I have to say, this is, if you haven't seen this movie, it is amazing and unique and extremely kinetic. The film is so energetic that watching it is almost like living it. What was that movie like to work on?
That was crazy. I have to tell you a little process. I went to audition. I think I was requested. I was just travel back somewhere, jet lag. So after my audition, this role wasn't written for Asian. It was some like Ria, her name, some redhead of some white girl, but it's not for Asian. So I auditioned. After I got the role, I was on set, dressed up as my heels, all my hair. I just designed her all of that craziness. The producer was saying, Bai Ling, do you watch your movie? I said, I used to. Like the red corner, I after the movie screening, I went to the theater. I look at everybody and nobody said anything. I said, it's me. I play the part. He said, oh, yeah, right. You're you. They don't recognize me. I feel kind of in the beginning, I was kind of feel sorry that people don't recognize me. After I feel this is great compliment because I transformed, played another role. So basically the producer in the Crank 2 said, do you watch your movie? I said, I don't watch it now. He said, if you don't watch anything, watch your audition tape. You're hilarious. In the end, I know my audition, I was on the floor. I don't know what I did. I was on the floor. So the two young directors gave me all this freedom, like Crank 2, right? They said, Bai Ling, we want you to be funny. You have to stick to the script. I said, okay. When I did that, I said, can I have some fun? They said, you go. So basically the line was, oh, you're my shiny lunchbox. I was talking to Jason Statham, right? Then instead I said, well, you're my shiny diaper. He said, where does that come from? Jason Statham couldn't keep his face straight. I would just, all this crazy idea come to me. I become this comedian, like a box of magic. It's all the words come out. I don't know where it come from. I just tap into it. It's so funny. I was running around when they cut. I was still running. And when in Houston, I was saying all these weird things. I was just having fun. I didn't even know I was acting. I was doing anything. I'm glad that you like it. People should, I hope all of you didn't see it, should watch it. It's just entertaining, especially at this difficult time.
It was perfect. It was so perfect. Your high energy fit in perfectly with the high energy of the movie. It was fantastic. So you also appeared in another great movie that still amazes audience today. It's called Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow. And what's interesting about that is the look of the movie. And also your character on screen is very exotic and mysterious. Is that something that you created or was that built into the script?
I think the directors see the mystery of me, of exotic, also have this kind of superpower behind. Like you can't really read her, you can't really understand her. I think that's something we saw in me. And when you put everything together, literally the goggle, the everything they put on is so tight. I couldn't eat, I couldn't see. One time one time we were shooting all on blue screen, right? When you see it's different. You say, Bai Ling, look at this blue dot, and then the yellow dot, and the red dot, all of that. I keep looking at her. I said, did you see it? I said, I'm looking at the yellow dot blue. I'm doing that. He said, no, you're doing the wrong thing. Then finally my goggle changes color. It's so funny. So basically in that movie, I think this mystery power, that's why I said I want to be in a comic movie, is just tap into that otherworldly, like, how do I say this, very precise and solid and mysterious power. You know, I think of a conductors now. When you conductor, Isabella Solomon, the best conductor that I like is Philharmonic in Los Angeles. When he conducts, so precise. Everything's no more, no less, just on the dot. So when I play the Sky Captain, that's the character on the dot. Whatever she do, very minimal, but it's on the dot, so precise, beautiful.
You know, there's tremendous power in creating mystery. It gives you a sense of timelessness. You know, that portrayal, your role, your work on in that scene will live on forever. It's just fantastic.
Thank you for what you says that's timeless of the power when you create something. That's cinema. That's what I love about Hollywood.
Yes, yes. So the motion picture industry has changed a lot over the years. How have those changes affected you?
What change it, you said?
The motion picture industry has changed a lot over the years. How have those changes affected you?
I think the changes affect me. I think in a way it gave me more freedom. I think because of digital, and I like the old film when it's action, have this sound, it's magic. Now it's all digital. And also because of the pandemic, everything's changing now. It's all online, all virtual. Actually, because of this time, you know, I want to share something. No matter how difficult, how desperate, how hopeless sometimes we don't see the light. The pandemic is so long, there's always a beauty. Like for me, I actually made my directorial debut film during this pandemic. The film is called My Quarantine Romance with Toilet Paper. And I created because of this difficult time. And because we have the freedom, we can use digital, we can use minimal of crew, and we can just, because the content is so powerful, then we don't need a big system. I think now it's changing, giving all of these filmmakers so much more freedom to create your own content. I'm very proud that I did this crazy comedy. And when you're quarantined, all the craziness going on, and it's about toilet paper because it was a real life experience that I did not have toilet paper. In history, you never worried you don't have toilet paper. You worry about food, what about toilet paper? Toilet paper, my God, I didn't have toilet paper. That's why I think it's funny, it's powerful. I think through laughter, it's like Charlie Chaplin. I play Charlie Chaplin in my movie too. I tap into all this art. You know, it's like when you go crazy, you really go crazy in the pandemic. It's just fun. I mean, editing now, I want to dedicate this movie to all the people who are living through, we're all this together, living through this pandemic quarantine time.
You know, I think one of the reasons you're so effective as a comedian is because nobody expects it. And when they see it, it's very effective.
Thank you. Why is that?
I think because everybody's accustomed to seeing you as an extreme or exotic character. And when you explode with your comedic portrayal, it's like a breath of fresh air.
Thank you. You know, I won the Best Comedian Actress Award for my movie, Exorcism in the 60,000 Feet. And it was so hilarious. I basically, the script, I just ad-libs. I was doing all these things, all physical being, all of that. I think I'm naturally, I think, it's a comedian.
So the quality of television shows has really become extraordinary in the last few years. There is a show on Disney called The Mandalorian. I think you would be...
I want to be in that show.
You would be perfect for it. You're perfect for it.
I want to be in Mandalorian. I want to be in that show. Somebody, producers, director, whoever, which studio is that?
That's Disney. You should have your agent get on the phone Monday and bring you to their attention, you would be, they have so many exotic characters on that show. You would be perfect.
Thank you. I want to be in that television show. Actually, I want a TV series. I want to be. Please, somebody hear it and send my message to the show creators.
So what do you think has been the source of so much of your success? Has it been your ability to create so much energy on the screen? Is that part of it?
I think it's something you have to trust yourself. You have to have faith. You have to be brave. And you have a lot of gratitude, appreciation of a beautiful life I'm living. I came from China, did not have money, did not speak English. Now I'm a star. It's not only me. Of course, I have this single. People ask me sometimes, they said, how did you find your dream? I said, it's more like a little girl who was walking in the darkness with bare feet. And suddenly the moon appeared. It's like something gentleness with a determination of trust and faith. You know that when we come to this land, we all have our talent and mission. We all are here for a reason. So I think I'm very loyally to, I found my reason. I know what is my gift and strength. So I'm fearlessly and bravely trusting it. So I discovered something like it's not like I don't have fear. I want to share with your fans that I have fear. But the difference is when a lot of people see fear, they move away, they don't go there. But when I see fear, I just want to go there to find out. If there's a cliff, right, I would jump. Of course, you could die, you could injured. A lot of people will not do it, but I will. And only when you're willing to jump that unknown and the fear, then you suddenly discover you have this magic wing. You're not going to die. So, but if you don't jump, if you don't take chance, you'll never find out how much potential, the magic one will never come to you. That's what I'm saying. We all have the potential. We're never reached. We're never near there yet. So for me, I'm just excited, like mischievous child, challenge that, go all the way. So I have that daring spirit and free spirit of trusting, of committed. So that if the director tell me, look at my eyes, say we're on 88th floor. If you look at my eyes, say it's safe, I'm going to jump. That's how brave, how committed I am. I think probably that's part of a magic that I have.
You know, that's very, very interesting that you would make that observation, because it's true not just in the entertainment business, it's true in the world. It's true in the world of bodybuilding. You have to try to lift a heavier weight every time in order to increase and improve. It's true when it comes to relationships. It's true when it comes to general business. It is all about trying to exceed your limitations. So it's very interesting.
Yeah, I agree totally. It's a commitment. It's you believe in yourself. It's faith. We have to have faith. And plus, life is so short. Look, it's so unpredictable. Then you have to live now. You have to strive. You have to do things you love now, because life is for us, to enjoy, to dance, to give, to just have fun with it.
And that commitment and belief in yourself, it has to be almost irrational. It has to be so extreme.
Yes, you're totally right. Yes.
You have to believe more than is reasonable to believe. Otherwise, you just won't go beyond the limit.
Right. You have to, our mind actually is the limit. We have all the knowledge. Actually, they bring you down. You bring your magic, you bring you down from the magic place. Then you say, I cannot do this. This is safe. But when you're not aware of it, just like you said, you have to not you should not be aware of, like when I'm jumping, when I'm taking chance, I'm not aware of danger or anything. I'm just doing it, having the thrill, the fun of it. You have to be there. You have to have innocence.
That's why so many people achieve more in their first 30 years than they do in their second 30, because they're not aware of their own limitations or the perils. They just keep going. And that's a big part of it. So the entertainment business is famous for building stars up and then tearing them back down again. It's famous for being very challenging, a very challenging industry to work in. Why is the entertainment business so hard on actors who work in it? And do you think the industry is improving in that regard, or is it still a problem?
I think I have different take. I don't think it's so hard, so difficult. I think it's just a part of life for a living, like 4 seasons. You cannot always have sunlight. You cannot always have snow or rain. It changes. It's a natural progression, natural process, natural life of in anything. So I don't view it as that, because like in my own case, like I've been trashed all the time, Now, actually, you like what you said. Go back to what you said. The treasure now should uplift me because I'm much more conservative now. I'm much more thoughtful and much more mature now than before. Just party girl dancing around and showing my joy everywhere. I think now I become like first time director debut, made my movie. I think I'm more access my intelligence, my sophistication. I think it's the time to praise me. And plus, I won all this work, like you said, Red Corner, I won National Board of Review Breakthrough Performance. I think all this wisdom, like even in my social media, I am Bai Ling Instagram, I give cookies. That's something I actually help the people, encourage people, save people's lives because of that little wisdom. So that's something I want people to see and acknowledge because that's a part of gift as a woman. So and by acknowledge that, you can encourage, inspire others to be brave, to be beautiful as who they are. And also, I want to say, you're intelligent, your talent. It's good to show. Why not sensuality, sexiness? If it's healthy, why not cannot show? Our mind has to open equally. Like what I'm doing something different. I want to share. Like Meryl Streep, right? Won all these awards, but she always covered conservative, right? Marilyn Monroe, like you behind me. She's like this beautiful, sexy symbol, but she never won any awards. She's like almost like people say you're like bimbo. So, but I'm doing both things. I'm the cover of Playboy magazine. Also, I won award for acting. I was a jury member, Berlin Film Festival and San Sebastian Film Festival, and many more. So I'm both. I think that's something probably people are not used to. Either you're smart, you're dumb. Either you're sexy, you're intelligent, but two cannot be the same. But I think already we're going to 2021. You should embrace women both intelligent and sexy. It's both beautiful. And if your mind is beautiful, you view them are all beautiful. I want a woman to be proud to show both sides. I want a man to encourage you to love women like that.
In engineering, in the science of metallurgy, there's a process known as forging metal. And in forging, you use heat and use the force of a hammer on a piece of metal to make that metal stronger. Right. And whenever anybody has insulted me or disrespected me, they have made me stronger. And I think the same thing has happened to you. I think the reason you achieve so much is because whenever you face adversity or whenever somebody disrespected you, you use that as fuel to go to the next level. So
I'm a little bit different. I think that people always say if things don't crush you, you become stronger.
Yes.
I'm a bit different. I disagree. I think it's stronger. It's not a good thing because then you cover your beauty. I think the vulnerability is so much more powerful. Like I'm bare to the world. I'm showing my spirit. I'm saying how I feel. I'm doing things from my heart. I'm not hiding. I'm not trying to defense. I say that when you defense, you lose your power. I don't have to. For female woman, it's the gentleness, the air, the water, and the wind. Those are powerful. We already have that. We're already part of it. So I'm not trying to be strong. I think strong often kill your femininity, kill your gift of vulnerability, because those are romance, are poetry.
Everybody I talk to who has personally known Marilyn Monroe says that she would use her extraordinary femininity to connect with people and get their attention in ways that no one else could. And I think that's similar to what you're saying.
Thank you. Yes.
So what advice would you give people who are trying to start a career in the movies today?
I think you have to feel it because we are all superstars. Doesn't matter your lawyer, your chef, your doctor, whatever you do, your host. If you're doing extreme, if you give everything to it, if you knew that's your calling, I think how you know you're good at it, you don't have question. Like I'm acting, I never learned. I just knew what to do. I can compare with any actor in the world. I just knew, like for you, journalist or whatever, you knew what you're doing. I think you have to find that. That's something you know. You have the tool. You have the talent. It's not because of money and fame, because that's a gift for others to give to your talent. If you go for that, you can't get the gift if you don't give your talent. You have to give something. You have to give the content. You have to know that's your heart connect. You're good at it. You have to be good at to give. I think that's the first thing. Find your passion. If you find your passion, you connect it, you'll be successful. You will actually, that's your path. If you're not, just for the fame and money, I guarantee you, you'll suffer.
I'm a producer who started his career out working as a producer for Oprah, and I knew immediately that this was a good fit. So, I believe exactly what you're saying is true.
Thank you.
So, have the greatest opportunities in film come to you because you pursued them, or because a producer thought you were perfect for the role, or was it just fate, do you think?
I think none of that. I think the universe conducted, organized.
So if you could go back and give some advice to the 20-year-old Bai Ling, back when she was just starting her life, what would you tell her?
I would tell her, please give me more advice, encourage me, because when you get older, you do more. Now I'm more aware of the obstacles. I'm more of considering if I should take the step. But when she was young, she doesn't even understand the culture, English, not. She just go, she will not think. Her mind is not there. Most of the time my mind is not, but sometimes my mind is there. I start to aware other noises. But I want her to tell me what to do instead I'm telling her. So the children in your life, see why people have children, I learned that. So when you're born, you're young, you're pure, everything's pure. But when you grow older, you lost yourself, you lose your innocence. Therefore, the children come to your life to reveal, to challenge, to show you that's who you are. I think that's part of the gift from when you have children.
I am surprised that you have never played a villain in a Bond movie. I think you would be perfect. Have you ever thought about that?
Bond movie?
Yes. Have you ever thought about playing a villain in a Bond movie?
Last year, somebody was saying, oh, Bai Ling's going to be in the movie. I'm so excited. If I'll play the villain, it will be so much better than all the male villain. Actually, I could be so good and glamorous, sexy, mysterious, sharp, and deadly villain. I wanted to. Hopefully, well, somebody can see our show, can cast me for that. I'm all open to. I think it's going to happen somehow when I'm so excited to present my talent, my excitement to the art. Magic things will happen.
So before we wrap things up, is there anything you would like to promote?
Yes, I want, first of all, I want all of your fans, your listeners to follow me at I am Bai Ling on Instagram, or Real Bai Ling on Twitter, or officialbailing.com, or Chinese will be Weibo, Bai Ling Weibo. So that's a Chinese blog. So I want to promote my movie, actually, my quarantine romance with toilet paper. So I directed it, director debut. I wrote, directed, starring in it. It's a hilarious comedy about quarantine. That's something I think is going to go viral. It's a beautiful, beautiful art piece dedicated to our difficult time of quarantine of COVID-19. So that's something I'm really proud and excited. And also, I did the quarantine movie. I was quarantined 14 days in Taipei in the hotel room with no window open, no fresh air. I was going crazy, really crazy. Now I feel like how important freedom is because I was forced there. So I'm writing another one called My 14 Days Quarantine in Taipei. I'm going to make it there. So kind of Asian movie and US movie about quarantine because this is life's gift. Life's gift is hilarious, it's all comedy. It's like when you quarantine, you're going crazy. So just follow me. I am Bai Ling and I update all the news. So,
I think that you should connect with Yoko Ono, who used to be John Lennon's wife. I think you guys would get along really well.
Really? Yeah. She lives in New York, right?
Yes.
I think she's so beautiful, so brave. And she had John Lennon. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I love his song, The Spirit of If There's No Heaven, If There's No Country. We have the same, I share same idea. I say, if one day, now the elections going crazy, I say, if ever I have a power, I diminish all the country because the country created wars, created violence, created ownership, created, just divided people. If there's no country where all children's living the earth, the skies are sailing, we're all safe, we're all should be loving each other. So that's something I'm strongly like, somehow the promote this idea of love and trust of all the governor, whatever doing, and should all there for love, not against each other and for their own power.
I want to thank you for appearing on the John Ark Show. It was really nice talking to you, and you are always welcome back on the show.
John, I want to thank you so much. You're such a gentleman, have so much wisdom. And I think you are spiritual too. So I'm talking with you. Thank you for this interview. Thank you for the great questions that gave me this opportunity to connect more people in the world. I wish you well, stay safe, and be positive and have hope. And next day, sunlight will come. So that after darkness is sunlight. Everything will be fine, will be beautiful, we're healthy, we'll be healthy. Our world is healthy, it's beautiful. Think that way always.
Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate those compliments.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
What else I want to discuss? Actually, I want to add a little something I learned about English. I think these two words actually in English, I learned one word by another. It's two words can solve all your problems in your work, in your relationship, in everything. That is give and forgive. Look at forgive is to give.
Nice. Beautiful. Very, very nice. Well, we're going to end on that. That was a beautiful thought. Thank you.
Love.
Bye-bye.